Hello everyone, my name is Chris Kalisperas. I'm the executive chef of Brassaii Restaurant Lounge in downtown Toronto, and this is Brassaii's How-To in 2. Today we're going to talk about the importance of resting your meat before you serve it. So for example, today's choice cut, we have a PEI strip loin. So everybody at home likes to grill off a steak or fry a steak up. Usually they just serve it, after it's cooked, they just put it on the plate and serve it. And when they cut it, you notice it'll bleed. When a steak bleeds, it means it's not aged properly or the meat's not rested before you serve it. So we're gonna start off by seasoning our steak first. Just a little bit of kosher salt. You wanna season both sides. And just some fresh cracked black pepper. After we season our steak, we just take it and we put it on the grill. We want to cook it to a nice medium rare. Should take about 4 to 5 minutes, and then we'll turn it over to each side, and that should be more than enough. And then we're going to rest it for another 4 or 5 minutes, get it back on the grill to bring it back up to temperature. And then we're going to slice it and serve it. And you'll see that the rested meat does not bleed onto the plate. It's also very important to buy a good quality meat. If you can get aged meat, even better. There's going to be less chance of it bleeding on the plate, even if you decide not to rest it. But our steak is aged 28 days. And it works with all types of meats. It's good for beef tenderloin, even if you're cooking a hanger steak. It's even good when you're cooking chicken to rest your chicken. It'll cook right through a lot easier, rather than if you take your chicken right off the grill and you go to slice and then you notice it's not cooked through. You'll see that pink still within your chicken. If you let it rest for about 3-4 minutes and then you put it back on the grill, you're going to avoid that. The temperature from the heat after you take it off the grill, it continues the cooking process a little bit. So if you want to cook a steak to medium rare and you're going to rest it, you're actually going to cook it to rare. You're going to rest it when it's at its rare state for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then put it back on the grill and bring it up to temperature. Okay, so now we're going to take our steak and continue cooking it to a medium rare. It's been resting for about 4 or 5 minutes now. So really all you need is about 2 minutes on the grill. A minute on each side is more than enough time for it to come back up to temperature. Okay, so now this is perfect. It's brought up to temperature right now and it's ready to come off the grill for us to slice it. Leave it there for a minute. So now we're just going to take our steak, bring it over to our cutting board and slice it. If you notice on the cutting board, it's not bleeding anywhere. That's because it's very well rested. It's a great medium rare. So now we're just going to take it, transfer it onto our plate, finish it with a little bit of Maldon salt, just to bring out the flavor. And here in the restaurant, we're fortunate enough to have a sauce for it. We have a veal jus today, just a red wine reduction and some veal stock. It's to everyone's preference. Usually at home, even when I grill a steak, I don't have any sauce for it. Just like to eat it the way it is, but just pour it on top. And if you notice, the steak's not bleeding into the sauce. That's because it's very well rested, and that's the difference between a rested steak and a non-rested steak. The non-rested steak would just bleed all over on the first cut, all over your plate. And I'm Chris Kalisperas, and this is how you properly rest the steak.